What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Fact Friday, or really the first Fact Friday. We here with 101 facts about Finland. Now, I know this is a lengthy video, but we went to channel 101 facts, but we got Finland here. I've done Sweden, I've done Norway, I think I've done Denmark, but now we're here with Finland. So, we got 101 of them, so y'all gotta let me know, fact or cap. Maybe y'all can send me some facts in the description or in the comment section and stuff, because maybe I can make some fact videos on darting around the world and stuff like that. But Finland, we got 101 facts. Check it
Greetings,
out.
motherfuckers. My name is Sam, and today we're traveling northwards to the land of salty licorice, eccentric sports, and steamy naked blonde people. Yes, we're going to be learning all about Europe's less well-known but actually quite badass countries, where rye bread is king and the metalheads roam like wild horses. Magnificent. But what does nearly every Finnish person have in their home? How did Finland
Sauna?
beat Italy at their own game? And in billions of years, when the sun swells in size, engulfing the Earth in fiery oblivion, will Nokia phones fly off into space or just sit bubbling on the sun's surface like the wonders of
Nokia.
indestructibility that they are? 2 out of 3 of those questions are going to be answered, so grab your Finnish flags, make yourself a nice sandwich on rye bread, and strap in for a white-knuckle thrill ride through 101 facts about Finland. Before we kick off, though, let's talk about the sponsors of this here video, Surfshark, which we must mention before we finish this intro. Finish, like Finland and... Forget it. Surfshark is a VPN, an independently audited one at that, which helps you keep secure while surfing the web. Basically, nobody is taking your details while hooked up with Surfshark. There are many other benefits to having a VPN too, like getting the best prices by avoiding sneaky tactics used to make bookings more expensive by country. What's more, we here at 101 Facts have managed to hustle and give you an 83% discount with an extra free month. Just use the promo code 101 Facts at checkout. What are you waiting for? The link's in the description below. Oh, right, and you're also waiting for some facts about Finland. But make sure you check out Surfshark to remain secure while navigating the seas of the internet.
Gotta check that out.
Number 1. Finland, officially known as the Republic of Finland, is a Nordic country in northern Europe that borders Norway to the north, Russia to the east, the Gulf of Finland and the Baltic Sea to the south, and Sweden and the Gulf of Bothnia to the west. It's a cool little country for a number of reasons, a further 100 of which we're going to get into right the heck now. Ready? Ready. Number 2. If the archaeological finds from Wolf Cave are the result of Neanderthal activity, the first people inhabited the area now known as Finland as early as 130,000 years ago.
Dang.
Fast forward around 9,000 years ago, a number of people, including the ancestors of the Sami people, first arrived in Finland. These groups moved north into the area now known in English as Lapland during the first millennium BC, when the ancestors of modern Finns arrived on the scene. Number 3. The first written sources that mention Finland date back to the 12th and 13th centuries, when Finland became something of a battleground between the competing nations of Sweden and the Novgorod Republic, which was basically a demo version of Russia. A series of religious conflicts known as the Swedish Crusades brought Catholicism to Finland, while Novgorod and the Orthodox Church pushed westwards from the east. Number 4. The two sides struggled for dominance until the signing of the Treaty of Notburg in 1323, which gave most of what is now southern Finland to Sweden, while eastern and northern Finland went to Novgorod. Finland was getting carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey, without much consideration for the native Finnish population, who, in this analogy, live on the turkey. It's not great, but
live on the turkey.
Number 5. After the Treaty of Notburg, Finnish history is Swedish history for around 500 years, during which what is now Finland was merely a group of provinces within Sweden. Finland was administered in accordance with Swedish traditions and legal systems, which cemented Finland's Western Europe cultural identity.
I always see that though. That's what made me interested in Finland, because just everything I've done about Sweden, I was like, hey, Finland is kind of, majority, I would say, Nordic countries, they're different in their own ways, but Finland and Sweden are they're neck and neck. They're kind of like this a little bit.
Only decades after the Treaty of Notburg was signed, Finland was devastated by the Black Death, which wiped
Not
out
the
a
Black
third
Death.
of the population. According to one folktale, the
Dang.
plague killed the entire population of the southern Finnish town of Espoo, except for only a young girl and a monk.
Espoo?
Sadly, the monk eventually succumbed to the
Not
disease
monk.
himself, at which point the girl climbed the church tower and tolled its bell in tribute. This signaled her presence to the only other survivor in the area, who would later become her husband, and together, the couple helped to repopulate the town of Espoo.
What?
Probably not true,
That's
but a nice
interest-
story nonetheless,
Oh.
eh?
I was about to say, I was like, what? That would be, that would make
Number
for a
7.
good book story or something.
During the period in which Finland was little more than a region of Sweden, Swedish naturally became the dominant language among the ruling classes, and was the principal language of administration and education. Finnish, on the other hand, was the language of the peasantry, local courts, and the clergy, who were the only members of the educated classes whom would be able to speak Finnish well. This distinction cemented the legacy of Swedish in the history of Finland, and even today forms a significant part of Finnish culture.
Swedish the second
Number
language,
8.
ain't it?
The Reformation, started by Luther in the early 16th century, and I don't mean Idris Elba, by the way, eventually reached Sweden and Finland, at which point the Catholic Church was supplanted by the Lutheran faith. Suck it, Catholicism. Sorry if my priest is watching this. Number 9. At around this time, the various Finnish groups gradually developed a sense of unity, and Finland saw a surge in Finnish language culture. The Bishop of Turku, Mikael Agricola, created the first comprehensive writing system for Finnish, which remains to this day. In 1548, Agricola translated the New Testament into Finnish, and roughly 100 years later, in 1642, the entire Bible appeared in Finnish for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Number 10. Throughout the 18th and 19th century, Sweden's power began to decline. Eager to exploit their neighbours' frailty, what is now Finland was annexed by Russia in 1809, becoming an autonomous part of the Russian Empire known as the Grand Duchy of Finland. Number 11.
I did see the military power with, because Finland had like the most. Somebody said that there was wrong. I forgot who it was because they commented on that video. They were like, Finland has about 900 military, about 900 active military, I believe, 900,000 active military or something like that. Somebody was like, you know, they gotta be careful because they right by Russia type of thing, so they gotta be ready.
The Finnish national
Gotta stay
movement
ready.
gained momentum while under Russian control. In 1863, Finnish became an official administrative language in the region, and Finland's Legislative Assembly was convened for the very first time in over 50 years. The Conscription Act of 1878 gave Finland its very own army too, which is an important part of being a country as it allows you to intimidate and fight with other countries as the good Lord intended. Number 12. As the dawn of the 20th century approached, Russia became increasingly wary of growing Finnish nationalism, and in 1899 Nicholas II began attempts to curtail Finnish autonomy and impose Russian culture, language, and laws, commencing the so-called First Era of Oppression. The 1905 Russian Revolution offered some respite, and in 1906 Finland was granted its own parliament. Number 13. 1906 is also notable as the year in which the Finnish people adopted universal suffrage, granting women the right to vote and stand for elections on the same basis as men. I know, weird, right? With this, Finland became the first European nation to grant equal voting rights for women. Number 14.
Dang, that's good.
Russian attempts to
Didn't
crack
know
down
that.
on Finland's autonomy began afresh in 1909, constituting the second era of oppression. But luckily, the Finns didn't have to wait too long for a liberation. While Finland did not take part in the First World War, the conflict led to the collapse of the Russian Empire. And on the 6th of December 1917, Finland declared independence, which was recognized by the Bolshevik
1917.
government 25 days later on the 31st of December.
Oh,
Congrats, Finland.
Nice.
Number 15.
I'll have to
Sadly,
remember
Finnish
that.
independence.
I know Sweden just celebrated their National Day, so I gotta remember this,
began with an
Finland.
eruption of violence
Remember
only
that.
days after emancipation from Russian control, which left a power vacuum in the former duchy. This led to the outbreak of the Finnish Civil War, sounds nasty, in which the communist Reds waged war with the conservative Whites, the latter of which eventually emerged victorious after only 3.5 months. Roughly 39,000 people died in this conflict.
Dang.
Number 16. Finland is notable for the fact that it's never had its own monarchy. Well, okay, sort of. After the end of the Finnish Civil War, it was decided that Finland should get a fancy new monarchy, the head of which would be Frederick Charles of Hesse, owing to the
Frederick.
considerable assistance provided by the Germans that had helped deliver victory for the Finnish Whites. However, this plan fell apart after only a couple of months after the German defeat in the First World War, and so Finland emerged as a democratic republic. Number 17. Finland fought against the Soviets on 2 occasions during the Second World War. First during the Winter War between 1939 and 1940, followed by the Continuation War between 1941 and 1944, a conflict in which Finland fought alongside Germany. Not a great look. The wars ended with Finland ceding significant areas of its territory to the Soviets, although in doing so, Finland managed to protect its independence. Number 18. However, by August of 1944, Finland had begun to hold secret talks with the Soviets and had negotiated a peace by September. This required the expulsion of German troops, which resulted in Finland fighting Germany in the Lapland War between 1944 and 1945. As such, Finland found itself in the quite unusual position of having effectively fought on both sides during the Second World War. Number 19. Finland's peace treaty with Russia also required them to pay reparations. Of all the countries that were compelled to pay reparations following World War II, Finland is the only one known to have paid its full bill when it sent $300 million to the Soviet Union in 1952. If you buy Finland a drink, they'll know you get... What? No.
That is surprising because this is the first country I've heard that to pay reparations, because I know I've been learning about Poland too, and Poland had a lot going on, a lot of cities destroyed and stuff like that, and I don't think they ain't getting no reparations for all theirs and stuff. I think there was another country that did too that said they didn't get reparations.
Number 20. Finland became a member of both the United Nations and Nordic Council in 1955, which sounds like something from Skyrim, but isn't. Nordic cooperation has led to many legislative and political similarities between Finland and its fellow Nords in Denmark, Norway, Sweden and Iceland, including free movement, the gradual development of a common and free labour market, an extensive welfare state and numerous cultural similarities. Number 21. After enduring a severe recession during the early 90s, Finland joined the EU in 1995, and was one of the first nations to adopt the euro, phasing out its previous currency, known as the marker, by 2002. Number 22.
Do they still use the euro?
Today, Finland is a parliamentary republic consisting of 19 regions called maakunta in Finnish and landskap in Swedish. These regions are further divided into 317 municipalities, referred to as kunta in Finnish and kommun in Swedish. Finland also has a single autonomous region, the Åland Islands, which is the smallest region in the country and its only monolingually Swedish area. That means they only speak Swedish there.
I think I've heard of this place before. Åland, they was on here on the show. Yeah, the Great Swedish Adventure, Altsförsferia. They was here at one
Number
season
1,
I think.
Finns generally refer to their country as Suomi, which is a bit of a mystery as no one actually knows where that name came from. Some cunning linguists have suggested that both Suomi and Sami derive from the same Proto-Baltic
That's what I would have thought it
Zeme,
was.
which was used to refer to a particular land or territory and the people living there. But again, not sure. Could be something completely different. Could mean ice cream. You never know.
Ice cream.
Number 24. Finland ranks very highly in numerous metrics of national performance, including education, civil liberties, human development, and overall quality of life. Finland was ranked numero uno in the 2018 and 2019 Good Country Index, which attempts to measure what each country on Earth contributes to the good of humanity. So yeah, it's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Number 25.
This is a fact
and
I know
the accolades
for sure.
don't stop there. Turns out Finland has a lot more to rub in our miserable non-Finnish faces. The UN's World Happiness Report, released in 2019, found that Finland is the happiest place in the world, which followed on from 2018, which also saw Finland placed in the top spot. In fact, Finland is placed in the top 5 happiest countries in the World Happiness Report since 2012. What's their secret?
They still up there,
Do
to
they
be
not have the
honest.
news in Finland? Number 26. Finland offers free education for students, even at university level. Amazingly, this also applies to international students from the EU and EES, while non-EU nationals can also take advantage of Finland's commitment to free education by taking classes taught in Finnish or Swedish, or doctoral studies in any language. Wow, sounds lovely. Number 27. Due to its commitment to equal rights and emphasis on transparency, Finland boasts a particularly free press, currently sitting in the number 2 spot, beneath Scandi show-offs Norway. God damn it, Norway. Number 28.
No way you're better
The
than
latest
us.
Corruption Perceptions Index, published annually by the Berlin-based anti-corruption organisation Transparency International, ranked Finland as the 3rd least corrupt country on Earth, beaten only by the consistently left-off maps nation of New Zealand, which came in 2nd place, and its Nordic neighbour Denmark in 1st. Damn you, New Zealand and Denmark. Number 29. Passport.
But those 2 countries are always at the top 2 of I would say, good things about the
Holders
country
from Finland
index.
can gain visa-less entry to 187 countries, making it the joint second most powerful passport in the world, along with Germany and South Korea. First place goes to Singapore, the citizens of which enjoy visa-free travel to 189 nations around the world.
Nice.
Damn you, Singapore. Number 30.
We're barely
Finland's
getting beat
education
out.
system also ranks as one of the world's best, pumping out thousands of little blonde Einsteins
Einstein.
into the world.
Blonde
That's a horrible
Einsteins
image,
is
forgive me.
funny.
This is despite the fact that children don't start school until they're 7, and it's not compulsory to give them grades until the 8th grade. Number 31.
I like
In
that.
2003, Finland elected Anneli Jätemäki as its first female prime minister, making it the only
Anneli.
country in the world to have both a female prime minister and president, a position then held by Tarja Halonen. Sadly, this cool little win for women was cut short after only 3 months.
Ain't that the woman that was looked like Conan?
Held by Tarja Halonen. Sadly, this
think
cool
that's
little
her.
win for women was cut short after only 3 months. When Jätemäki
I did the video with Conan meets the president.
he
something
resigned
like
amid a tinsy-wincy
looked
political
like it.
scandal about using leaked secret state information for political purposes during an election campaign. Still, good while it lasted. Number 32. In 2010, Finland became the very first country in the world to make broadband a legal right for every one of its citizens. From the 1st of July 2010, every Finn has had the right to a 1 Mbps broadband connection, guaranteeing all Finns decent access to the world of flame wars, nudity, and 101 facts, baby.
Hey.
Number 33. Finland proudly boasts one of Europe's lowest prison populations, believed by some to be because 30% of all Finnish prisoners serve sentences in open prisons, in which they are famously well treated. People staying in open prisons are given keys to their rooms and have their own kitchens to cook in, and are free to go outside to work, study,
This
and
is a
shop
fact
in
for
town.
sure.
They're even sometimes treated to supervise camping and fishing trips.
Now I didn't know they can go out and go to the grocery store and stuff. I didn't see that in the
Given keys
videos.
to their rooms and have their own kitchens to cook in. Well treated. People staying in open prisons are given keys to their rooms
We like to cut people. That's hilarious.
and have their own
That's
kitchens
crazy.
to cook in, and are free to go outside to work, study, and shop in town. They're even sometimes treated to supervise camping and fishing trips. Number 34. They're even sometimes treated to supervise camping and fishing trips.
Gotta tickle their need to murder itch. That's crazy.
Number 34. However, some have suggested that Finland's soft-touch approach to
That's
imprisonment
Sonic.
may also be why the country is
bluey,
known
it
as the
looks
prison
like.
break capital of Europe. In 2013, 1,008... Sorry, I'm laughing. In 2013, in 2013, in 2013, in 2013, in 2013, in 2013,
Hey,
in
that's a
2013,
great year right there.
1,084 escapes were recorded for every 10,000 prisoners of Finland.
God dang.
Miles ahead of second place Belgium, which has a pathetic prison escape rate of only 602 escapes for every 10,000. Come on, prisoners, up your game. Number 35.
Help your game.
Finland has 2 official languages, Finnish and Swedish. However, usage between the 2 tongues is highly imbalanced, with approximately 90% of Finns speaking Finnish as their first language compared to only 5% who speak Swedish. Number 36. The Finnish language is one of the few European languages that does not belong to the Indo-European language family. Instead, it's a part of the Finno-Ugric language group. Didn't
Finno-Ugric.
expect that, did ya? It's closely related to Estonian and a few other minority languages spoken around the Baltic Sea, and more distinctly to Hungarian. Number 37. The longest known single-word palindrome, which is a word that reads the same backwards as forward, like Hannah or that's the only one I
Hannah
can think
Montana.
of, is the 19-letter Finnish word, oh, Lord above, Sopuikivi Kaupias, which refers to a dealer of the caustic soda known as lye.
What?
Very useful word then, I can imagine it comes up a
A
lot.
lie. Yeah,
Number
a lot of people
38.
lie for sure.
One of the most important works of Finnish literature, if not the most important, is the Kalevala, a 19th century work of
Kalevala.
epic poetry compiled by Elias Lonnrot from Karelian and Finnish oral folklore and mythology. A collection of stories, poems, and songs, including a creation myth asserting that the world was created from the broken child of a duck egg, the Kalevala played an
duck
instrumental
egg.
role in the development of Finnish national identity, and to this day is still studied in Finnish schools. Number 39. Interestingly, legendary English author and language nerd J.R.R. Tolkien based the High Elvish
J.R.R.
language
Tol-
featured in The Lord of the Rings on the Finnish language, drawing inspiration
the
from
right
the
elves.
Kalevala. He was mad cultured, that Tolkien. Number 40. The country of Finland is the 8th largest in Europe, yet it's the European Union's most sparsely populated
Eighth
nation.
largest.
Very big on personal space, the Finns. Well, unless you're naked. Okay, that sounds weird out of context, but we're getting to it.
The saunas.
Number 41. Finland is home to not 1, not 2, but 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 6 of them cultural and 1 is all natural, baby. Examples include the Bronze Age burial site of Samala-Denmarki, the fortress of Suomenlinna, and the Kvarken Archipelago, which I hear is lovely this time of year. The meaning of life. Finland boasts a whopping 187,888 lakes that are larger than 50 square meters in size. Some hydrophobic bigots in the anti-lake media might say that that's far too many lakes, but not me. 101 Facts is proudly pro-lake. I don't care how many subs we lose as a result. Number 43. At 120 kilometers in length, Finland's Pioneer Water Tunnel is the longest tunnel in Europe and the second longest in the world, after New York's Delaware Aqueduct. See, prison breaks aren't the only interesting things about Finland, they've got some nice long tunnels too. Number 44. Why not both? The capital of Finland is the lovely little settlement of Helsinki, which also happens to be the most populated city in the country. What a coincidence. It has 650,058 people within its city limits, and a total of 1,268,296 people living within its urban area. Though it's a little on the small side for a capital city, Helsinki remains a delightful place to live. Dubbed the world's most livable city by Monocle magazine in 2010, and ranked the world's 9th most livable city out of 150 by the Economist Intelligence Unit in 2016. More like Helsinki, am I right? Number 45. The average temperature in Helsinki during the winter months is -5 degrees Celsius. That's around 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is certainly a bit nippy, but not completely intolerable. However, the coldest temperature ever measured in the country occurred way back in 1999, when Prince was partying. Specifically in Kittilä, a municipality in northern Finland, when the temperature plummeted down to -51.5 degrees Celsius.
What? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That seems like it'll freeze your body once you step outside type of weather right there.
-60.7 degrees
oh
Fahrenheit.
My goodness.
No. Number 46.
That gotta be fake.
Around a quarter of the country lies within the Arctic Circle, making Finland's northern regions one of the several places on Earth often referred to as the land of the midnight sun. In these areas, the sun doesn't set at all for 73 days in the summer. And conversely, the sun doesn't rise at all for 51 days during the winter, a phenomenon known as polar night.
Polar night.
Number 47. The eroding effects of the heavy glaciers that covered Finland during the last ice age left the country with a generally flat landscape with few hills or mountains. Good news for your little calves there, but also more than 70% of it.
I know that had nothing to do with nothing,
few hills
but
or mountains. Good news.
Never got muscles on top of muscles on his calf muscles. That's crazy.
There. But also, more than 70% of it is covered by thick forest, which is, I don't know, do your calves like forests? I mean, mine do. Number 48. Interestingly, Finland's landmass is rising up to 9 millimeters a year as a result of a phenomenon known as post-glacial rebound. As the name suggests, the land that constitutes Finland, previously weighed down by the huge weight of glaciers during the Ice Age, is rising out of the sea like a beach ball that's been held underwater, except it's not a beach ball, it's 338,424 square kilometers of land. Physics, it's physics, gang. Number 49. The national animal of Finland is the brown bear, which features prominently in Finnish mythology and folklore. The brown bear is the second largest variety of bear behind the polar bear, and is known to inhabit all areas of Finland, not just the heavily forested areas in the northern regions of the country. So, you better watch out.
You better watch out.
Number 50. Finland is home to the Saimaa ringed seal, a highly threatened seal species that's found in Lake Saimaa, Finland. And only in Lake Saimaa, Finland. The species descends from a population of seals that inhabited the lake when it was first cut off from the sea after the last ice age. And in the 9,500 years since, these adorable blubbery boys have evolved into a separate subspecies that constitutes one of the very few freshwater seal species.
I think I've seen a video where these people, I think they were kind of looking for these seals or something, and they will find them.
Sadly, only about 380 individuals live in the lake today, and are therefore considered endangered. Number 51.
I think I've seen something like
Finland is known around the world for their enduring love of stripping naked and cramming themselves into extremely hot, steamy rooms known as sauna, also known as a sauna. Saunas are super common in Finland, where there are built-in saunas in almost every home. Finland loves communal naked sweating with such a passion that there are 2 million saunas for its total population of roughly 5.5 million people. Number 52. In fact, there are more saunas in Finland than there are cars. If that doesn't give you an idea of how much Finnish people love taking off all their clothes and sitting in a steamy wooden room with one's family and friends like it's a perfect normal thing to do, and, you know, not entirely traumatizing, I don't know what will. Number 53. But Finland's insane obsession with naked sweaty socialising doesn't end there. Not only does the Finnish parliament have its own sauna chamber for MPs to debate in, a Burger King in the capital of Helsinki has its own sauna.
No way. No way. Like, I knew, like, I've seen videos of the sauna culture. Y'all told me. Ain't no way Burger King got that. I'm convinced that everybody got one at this point. Every organization, every company, everybody got one. A Burger King sauna, that's different.
For MPs to debate in,
Have
Burger
a Whopper
King in the capital of Helsinki
in a sauna.
has its own sauna. When will this moist, naked madness end?
Get a moist
Number
Whopper
54.
up in there.
For the centenary celebrations of the country's independence in 2018, the people of Finland voted to make rye bread their national food. Known
Yeah,
in Finland as ruisleipä,
See, I used to make this sandwich when I worked at a restaurant. That's why I was familiar with rye bread. We call this sandwich the Reuben. Cause I think it's like, I forgot what type of beef this is. I think it's like corned beef or something like that. But we have a sandwich called the Reuben that's on the
people of
rye
Finland
bread and
voted to
stuff.
make rye bread their national food. Known in Finland as ruisleipä, rye bread is a dark, sour bread made from unique Finnish yeasts, and has been part of Finnish
Yeesh.
culture identity for hundreds of years. Number 55. Another popular Finnish dish is the hörnikietto, which is a variety of pea soup made with
Hörnikietto.
ham and mustard and often served on Thursdays along with oven-baked pancakes for dessert.
Ham
Pea
and
soup on
mustard?
Thursdays is a culinary tradition in Finland that's thought to date all the way back to medieval times. Although nowadays, Monday is actually the day where the most pea soup is sold in shops. Number 56.
Monday night
Finland
pea
is
soup
known
day.
for its frankly disturbing
Oh
love of
my-
salmiakki,
oh.
which is a kind of salty licorice also enjoyed in Scandinavia and parts of Germany and the Netherlands. It's awful. I've had it before. I've got Swedish family. It's one of the worst. Ugh.
Oh my
However, it's
God.
the Finns who most frequently munch on this vile-sounding confection, such that there's even a Finnish Salty Licorice Association, which gives out an annual award for the
What?
best salty licorice of the year. Number
Wow.
57. While the Nordic nations in general have a reputation as coffee lovers, it's the Finns who outrun everyone else when it comes to chugging mud. Finnish people consume the most coffee in the world
Chugging
per capita,
mud?
with each Finn consuming an average of 12 kilos of coffee every year, over 2 kilos more than second place Norway, who imbibe only 9.9 kilos annually.
Get your
Norway.
step your coffee game up
Number
in Norway.
58. The Finns also drink massive amounts of milk, with a per-person milk consumption rate of around 130 litres a year.
Wow.
This makes Finland the world's highest annual consumer of milk per capita, which is a bit weird considering the fact that as many as 17% of Finns are lactose intolerant.
What?
Number 59.
That's insane.
Alcohol in Finland is expensive and
Lactose-free
sales are
milk.
restricted, which prompted many Finns to head over to Estonia where booze is generally cheaper. As a result, 34% of all alcohol sold at liquor stores in the entire country of Estonia are bought by people from Finland, while roughly 2% of the Finnish population visit Estonia up to 3 times a month just to buy alcohol.
Wow.
Number 60. Though Finland
go
has
where
much
it's
to
cheaper.
offer in the culinary realm, it hasn't always had the best reputation, which as a Brit hits home real hard. The myth of bad Finnish food came from international news in 2008 when Silvio Berlusconi, the then Prime Minister of Italy,
Berlusconi.
complained about having to endure Finnish cuisine, while making snide remarks about marinated reindeer, a delicacy enjoyed in some parts of Finland. Wow, what a hater. He
Oh,
must have really
everything.
bruised Finland's ego there, because the country took the insults on the chin and definitely didn't retaliate by spectacularly proving Berlusconi wrong. Number 61.
Yeah, he sounded like a big
Psych,
hater.
That's exactly what Finland did. In result to Berlusconi's scurrilous lies, a well-known Finnish pizza restaurant called Kotipizza created a delicious-sounding pizza topped with tomato, cheese, chanterelle, red onion, and of course, reindeer. With their creation,
Oh, my
sarcastically
goodness.
dubbed Pizza Berlusconi, the Finns entered the 2008 America's Plate International Pizza Contest and came in first place, pushing the Italian-American
Wow.
squad into second. So suck on that, Berlusconi. Number 62.
Oh my
The
god.
national sport of Finland is called pesäpallo, which is in many ways similar to
Pesäpallo.
baseball, but with a number of notable differences, such as the fact that the bases are arranged in a strange zigzag formation and the ball
I
is
have
pitched
never heard of
vertically.
this.
The game also has a specific designated field of play within which the ball must remain, so you can't just whack the ball as hard as you can like in baseball. Number
I've never heard
63.
of that.
Finland is also home to a rather bizarre variant of football called, wait for it, swamp football. In case your powers of deduction are considerably less developed than they should be, swamp football is exactly as the name suggests, in that it's a form of association football that's played
What
in
in
bogs
the
or
world?
swamps. The sport is said to have originated in a physically demanding exercise activity for
No, I can't agree that Finland do got some weird and interesting competitions in sports. Because there's even, I'm sure you're gonna mention the wife carrying competition as well. But the last two, I've never heard of this one and the other one.
pastime has since become its very own bona fide
Swamp
sport. Today, there are an
football.
estimated 300 swamp football teams around the world.
Wow.
Nintendo 64. In 1996, Finland also began hosting the annual Air Guitar World Championships, where people from around the world who could have better spent their precious time on Earth actually learning to play guitar flocked to the city of Oulu to wail away on their imaginary axes in the most impressively stylistic fashion possible. Number 65. Another kooky Finnish sport known as wife-carrying is said to have originated in the 19th century, when a robber named Herkko Ronkainen and his gang began stealing young women as well as food and other valuables from the village they raided. Today, the tradition has evolved into a genuine sport, with championships held every year in the municipality of Sonkajärvi. Male contestants compete by carrying their female partner along an obstacle-laden 235-metre track, with the winner being rewarded with his wife's weight in beer, though we should point out that the team is actually not obliged to be husband and wife. Number 66. Finland apparently possessed the dream of becoming the weird sport capital of the world, made evident by the fact the home of the annual mobile phone throwing world championships had been held in the southeastern Finnish town of Savonlinna since the year 2000. The competition features categories based not only on how far you can chuck your Nokia 3310, but also a freestyle section in which contestants are judged on the aesthetics and choreography of their phone lobbing.
Ain't no way. I gotta find a video of this. That is insane.
Number 67. Every year on the 27th of July, the people of Finland celebrate National Sleepyhead Day.
Okay, I've heard of
back to the medieval period when it was.
This was actually real. Some of y'all even told me like this is a real thing.
That the last
get
person
up, make sure you
in the
sleep.
household would be lazy and unproductive for the rest of the year. Since then, it's been tradition to rouse the last person to wake up by pouring water on them, or in a more extreme way, by throwing them into a lake or the sea. Number 68. The town of Naantali in southwest Finland takes this tradition very, very seriously and celebrates this truly bizarre yet mildly endearing holiday by dunking a Finnish celebrity into the sea. I know, I didn't know Finland had celebrities either. Number 69. Sleepyhead Day. Well, okay. But dunking celebrities in the harbour just for the nipple-hardening surge of adrenaline isn't the only weird annual holiday that the Finns have concocted. Every year on the 13th of October since 2010, the Finnish observe the Day for Failure, which celebrates setbacks and cock-ups as a way of promoting perseverance and learning for the future. Number 70.
Oh my goodness.
The last crazy Finnish sport we're going to share with you, and be assured there are many more, is the ludicrous tradition of anthill sitting. Again, the activity is pretty self-explanatory and involves sitting bare-bottomed on an anthill to see who can last the longest.
Oh my
Finland,
God,
are you okay? Really? Are you everything?
That sounds painful. That sounds very, very painful.
Right? I mean, who hurt you?
Ant bites are
Russia,
not. They too serious.
Number 71. Owing to the fact that a small set fine for speeding is going to have a negligible deterrent effect on the super rich, Finland decided to even things out by calculating speeding fines based on the violator's income. This means that the average person will receive a firm but fair fine for violating speed limits, but Finnish millionaires can face eye-watering fines that far more appropriately punish those who rarely experience consequences.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Number 72. In case you wanted a specific example of some rich people comeuppance, we got you covered. In 2002, former Nokia director Anssi Vanchogi was fined 116,000 euros after being caught zipping about on his motorbike at 75 kilometers per hour in a 50 zone.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Here's the thing though, do you think speeding fines should be based on income, or do you think it's not very fair? Let us know in our snazzy poll.
I feel like that's one of those things, if you get a speeding ticket or something, it should be according to the limit you went up. Going off your salary, if America did that, a lot of people would be in even more debt.
Number 73. Finland is home to more heavy metal bands per capita than anywhere else in the world, and the best part is, it's not even close. Finland boasts a shredderific 53.5 metal bands per 100,000 people, followed by Sweden and Norway tied at 27.2, and then Iceland at 22.7. Apparently, living in cold countries with robust welfare systems just makes you want to worship Satan and play face-melting guitar solos. Number 74. In Finland, when someone earns their PhD, they're rewarded with a special top hat and, for some strange reason, an actual sword. The hat is said to symbolize liberty, while the sword represents the fight for what the students have found to be good, right, and true. Sounds like you all just want an excuse to get your hands on a sword, and honestly, I can't fault you for that. Number 75. As you probably already know, the creator of the insanely popular mobile game Angry Birds is a Finnish company called Rovio. Pretty standard millennial knowledge there.
Rovio
got some good stuff. What you may not know is that in 2012, Angry Birds Land opened in Scandanavia Adventure Park in Finland, where die-hard fans of the game can frolic and cavort around a family-friendly world full of Angry Birds-themed rides,
and now they got movies and stuff, too.
Number 76. It may surprise you to learn that Finland has absolutely no payphones, like, at all. By early
They
2007,
ever had 'em?
telecommunications companies in Finland had discontinued their public telephones, leaving the people of Finland entirely dependent on mobile phones. However, did they manage? Number 77. The world can thank Finland for a wide variety of commonly used and essential inventions, including the heart rate monitor, Linux, the rescue toboggan, and of course the sauna, which incidentally also happens to be the most used Finnish word outside of the mother country. Just a little bonus fact for you guys there. I know. I've spoiled you rotten. Number 78. Don't be fooled by the placid temperament of Finnish people, as they can be athletic little so-and-sos when they want to be. Finland has won more Summer Olympic medals per capita than any other nation in the world, and is second only to Norway in the number of Winter Olympics medals per capita. Number 79. In fact, having first participated in the Olympic Games way back in 1908, Finland has earned at least one medal at every
1908.
single Summer and Winter Olympics since. A distinction it shares with only
That's
one
nice.
other country, its Nordic neighbour, Sweden.
Sweden, I figured.
Number 80.
Sweden's pretty good.
When the sleuths at Reader's Digest wanted to figure out which world city had the most honest inhabitants, they conducted an experiment by dropping wallets in a total of 16 major
Adamstown.
cities around the world, including New York, London, Rio de Janeiro, Berlin, and Mumbai. When the results came in, it transpired that the Finnish capital Helsinki came out on top, with a total of 11 out of 12 wallets having been returned. The least
Wow.
trustworthy city is Lisbon, as only one wallet was returned there, and hilariously it was returned by a Dutch couple who were on holiday there. Number
That's
81.
crazy. That's an
Since way
interesting
back
fact.
in the 1930s, Finnish mothers have received a starter kit of clothes, sheets, outdoor gear, nappies, bedding,
That's
and toys,
nice.
contained in a large box that can be used as a bed. Some suggest that this tradition, designed to give all children in Finland an equal start in life no matter their background, has helped Finland achieve one of the lowest infant mortality rates in the world.
That's good.
Number 82. By investing heavily in public transport, Finnish authorities are claiming to make their communal transportation system so efficient and comfortable that citizens no longer require their own vehicles. With this in mind, transport chiefs in Helsinki hope to make car ownership obsolete by as early as 2025. Number 83.
That's coming up.
In
It's
addition,
almost
more than
there.
3,200 kilometres of cycle lanes spread across the country have also helped Finland maintain the 5th best urban air of any country on Earth. Number 84.
Yeah, I
Funnily
heard
enough,
about
the
that.
name of the popular flaming projectile, known as the Molotov cocktail, was actually coined by the Finns, despite the fact the weapon itself originated in the Spanish Civil War. The Finns later used them when facing off with the Soviet Union during the Second World War, and created the term as an insulting reference to the Soviet foreign minister, Vyacheslav Molotov, who once lied that the bombing raids carried out in Finland were actually humanitarian food drops. The Finns sarcastically
Food
dubbed their
drops.
bottled petrol bombs as Molotov cocktails as a drink to go with the food. Number 85. In 1951, Finnish sports brand Karhu sold their three stripes
Karhu?
trademark to the then little-known German sportswear manufacturer Adidas for the equivalent of
What?
€1,600 and 2 bottles of whiskey. Adidas has since gone on to become one of the world's largest clothing
Oh,
companies.
dang,
while
that
Karhu
would just-
is, well, not doing as well as Adidas is.
Karhu fumbled a bag, a big bag.
Number
at that.
86. There's a tiny island in the Gulf of Bothnia called Marquette, which is divided by
Marquette.
the Finnish-Swedish border. After the Finns inadvertently built a lighthouse on the wrong side of the border in 1885, the violation
you
was
build
finally
it on the
resolved in
wrong side?
1981, when the Swedes agreed to trade it for an equal land area on the other side, causing a bizarre zigzag in the border between the two countries. Probably didn't seem like a big deal when they did it, but now they have internet celebrities like me talking about it. What an honour for Finland and Sweden. Cheers. Number 87. There's also a golf course located on the border between Finland and Sweden, where half the holes are in one country and the other half are on the other. Called the Green Zone Course, the unique golfing facility located near Tornio in Finland and
Sonic.
Haparanda in Sweden allows players to experience international travel 4 times across 18 holes. Number 88. For centuries, there has been an enduring belief by various groups of people that the Finnish somehow possess the ability to control the weather. Now,
Make
this
it
superstition
rain.
was so strongly held that the Vikings apparently refused to sail with the Finns. And remnants of this bizarre, and I must point out, incorrect belief survived
Dang,
well
that's
into the
pretty cool
20th
right there.
century. Number 89. Finland is in many ways a nation obsessed with the future, evidenced by the fact it was the first country in the world to offer a master's degree in future studies. Finland also has a special parliamentary committee for the future, and its government is required by law to produce an official review of the future every 4 years.
I see you, Finland.
Number
I see
90.
ya.
In the interest of road safety, reindeer herders in Finland often paint the antlers on their animals with reflective paint to make them more visible at night. So, if you're driving through Finland and spot a hooved animal with glowing horns, sadly
What?
you've not discovered a brand new Pokemon. It's just a safety-conscious reindeer. Number
I
91.
guess that's a good thing. I mean, it's
Terrifying
never
loose
seen that.
collisions are one possible reason why motorists in Finland are legally required to drive with their headlights on at all times. Like, literally all the time. Whether in summer or winter, in sunlight or darkness, even under the midnight sun. The Finns have to drive with their lights on.
Those
Number
moose are
92.
big.
Tampere, Finland's second largest city, is well known as the birthplace of the Soviet Union. This is because two of the main architects of the Bolshevik Revolution, Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, met at Tampere's Workers' Hall in 1905 while on the run from the Tsarist authorities. Number 93. The Sami people of northern Finland have a unit of measurement called the paronkasema, which specifically refers to the distance a reindeer will walk before needing to urinate, which Google tells me is roughly 7.5 kilometers. Congrats, viewer.
Wow.
That's now something you know. Number 94. Suoshakani is a Finnish word that roughly means shield drunk, and has two related
Shield
but distinct
drunk.
meanings in Finland. The term either refers to getting drunk the night before a big party, so when you go to said big party you don't get drunk as quickly, or it alludes to the devilish yet crafty practice of specifically getting wasted in order to avoid one's responsibility as a designated driver, though you're a pretty bad friend if you do that. Number 95.
On everything.
Another delightful Finnish drinking term is kalsarikänni, which literally translates to pants drunk. This is the practice of getting drunk at home in your underwear with zero intention of going out. I feel seen. Number 96. Do you love engaging in mindless text-based chatter with your friends? If you're cool, you answered yes. In which case, you have Finland to thank for your ability to converse with your chums without the loathsome inconvenience of having to actually hang out with them. Specifically, you need to thank Matti Makkonen, who developed the idea of text messaging in the 1990s, for which he received an Innovation Award from The Economist in 2008.
That's major, Finland.
Number 97.
Because everybody
Finland
takes.
is also a land of great designers, with numerous well-known design classics coming from the aesthetically minded Finns. The ubiquitous ball chair was created by Eero Arnio. The Marimekko flower design is super Finnish, and Alvar Aalto's Alto vase, also known as the Savoy vase, is a world-famous piece of glassware created by a Finn. Number 98. You know that massive arch in St. Louis? A super Finnish dude called Eero Saarinen designed that. You're welcome, Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Number 99. Roughly 9 out of 10 plastic bottles in Finland are returned for recycling, and almost 100% of glass bottles are also recycled. By the way, if I could just have a minute, just a minute of your time to talk about our Lordess and Savioress Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, I know it's recycled, but I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with her, just passionate. No, I won't tone it down.
No,
Oh,
I'm
screw it. You know,
passionate
next fact. It was a ridiculous place to put her in anyway. Number 100! Finland is the only country in the developed world in which fathers of primary school-aged children generally spend more time with their children than mothers do. Number 101. Finland boasts the northernmost vineyard in the world, which is rather surprisingly located at the Olkiluoto nuclear power plant in western Finland. The residual heat in the cooling water used at the facility is further utilised for small-scale agriculture in the form of a 0.1 hectare vineyard, which produces 850 kilograms of Zilga grapes annually. Radioactive wine. So that was 101 facts about
Yeah, this was
Is it just me
interesting
that
for
wants to
sure.
move there now? Or do you already live there, and in which case have we missed any out? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. You can check them out in the link down below and the pinned comment. Remember, use the code 101facts for an 83% discount and a free extra month. Also remember to like the video and subscribe to 101 Facts if you haven't done so already. We really do enjoy it. It really makes our day. In the meantime, though, I mean, could we have chosen two better videos?
Poland, I gotta do Poland next. I gotta do Poland. But no, I like these facts videos. You know, that's how I got started learning about different countries, just doing the facts videos. But this was good. I enjoyed it. Y'all let me know, like I said, fact or caps up in here. But this was good. Definitely love to learn a little bit more about Finland. That's all I have. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.